You're on, man.
So, a few people have posted about smoky eyes and not exactly knowing how to do it. It's probably one of the easiest types of eyeshadow looks, like detailed eyeshadow looks. The easiest you could do is put some eyeshadow on your finger, rub it on, and call it a day, which I do. It's really simple. It's not as intimidating as you think it is when you break it down in each step. I did do a slight breakdown in words on the site, but okay, so got interrupted there. My neighbor stopped by. She wants me to do her makeup. This is the perks of living next door to a makeup artist. I know that somebody had asked about this smoky eye before, and I did kind of go into detail in text form on one of the posts, but I need to learn by watching somebody do it, and so I figured this would be a great way to show you how to do it. Now, I did an amped up version. We added a super sexy glitter shadow over the lid. That just took it to the next level. You can completely skip that step and it will be a beautiful, just black smoky eye. You can pull it tighter if you don't like the size that I've done. You can blow it out further if you want. It's really up to you how you want to do it. The biggest thing I can tell you when you're doing a smoky eye is the simplest thing. Blend. Get good blending brushes. Natural hair blending brushes are your best bet. They will blend out, especially matte shadows, really well. The other thing I would recommend doing, and I don't know if I can't remember if I mentioned it when I was filming it, use matte shadows in your crease. Never put glitter in your crease. I know all makeup rules are meant to be broken, but that is one I don't break. You don't want to put glitter in your crease, and if you have a hooded eyelid, you do not want to put shimmer and glitter up here. It's just going to make it look like crazy pants. So I just did put a little bit of glitter on the mobile lid. As you can see, I think it just gives it an extra pop. It's great for a night out, great if you're going to a wedding, great if it's a Wednesday at the supermarket, if you so feel like, or Saturday afternoon, if you're this lady. So I hope you guys like the tutorial. If you do, let me know and I can do some more. If you think I'm a pain in the ass, I won't do any more. Just tell me, my feelings won't get hurt. If you don't like the talk through and you'd rather just see like a sped up version of it, I can try that too. So I appreciate you guys watching it. If you watched it, if you didn't watch it, that's fine too. What else? No, I'm kidding. Have fun. Watch my tutorial. Let me know how you like it.
You're on now.
Okay. So first, with the smoky eye, I like to start with a clean base, no makeup on, because you're going to get a ton of fallout under your eyes and you're just going to waste all that product you put under there anyway. So I always like to start with the eyebrow because I like to clean up the underside of my eyebrow and use that as an eye primer. So what I'm using today is the Anastasia Dip Brow in dark brown. I'm just going to draw lightly under my brow, and I'm just smoothing my brush on my hand and kind of removing some product because this is pretty heavy. Defining the tail and just kind of filling in with whatever's left. You can define the top brow, top of the brow. You don't have to. I like to. And then ever so lightly towards the center. Always make sure that you're bringing your brows in far enough. And I know some people say from the side of the nose to the brow, but that is too far out. You want to go from the side of the tip of your nose and straight up. And that's how far you want your brows to come in. Otherwise it can make your nose look wider than it actually is. And it can make your face look wider. So there's my brow. So now I'm going to clean up the underside of my brow and prime my eyelid with a concealer. I'm using Moda's Color Perfection Quad, and I'll probably just use a mix of these two lighter colors. I don't like it to be too light, especially with the smoky eye, because it can be too stark. I'm just going to take a flat brush. I have a Luxie 211. And you're just going to kind of run it under your brow. And this will just sharpen up that line. Make your brow nice and neat. And then I'm just going to take that same color and just run it right over my entire eyelid. Doesn't have to be neat because we're going to blend it with our finger. You don't want to go too thick with this because that will actually make your colors, your lid crease. And nobody likes a creasy lid. Unless you're me, and I don't mind. I kind of like it to be sloppy and lived in. But I'm secretly still a little grunge from the 90s. So one of the biggest myths with a smoky eye, especially a black smoky eye, is that you just put black shadow on and blend it into your skin. You can try that. You're going to look like a panda bear that's been punched in the eye. So you need to build it with several different layers of color, and you actually start in your crease with a smoky eye, not necessarily at the lash line. The first color that I'm going to put on is a color that's slightly warmer than my skin tone, but pretty close to the color of my skin tone. The color that I'm going to use is right here. It's Makeup Geek's Peach Smoothie. I'm going to put that right into the upper crease, and this color will act as what's called a transition color, which will work to blend the black nicely into my actual skin color. And you kind of pick and choose the color that works for you. If you're really, really fair, this color might not work for you. If you're really, really deep skin, this color probably won't work for you. But it's just a matter of picking and choosing. And we're going to go up pretty high with it, not quite to the brow itself, but pretty high. You can see where the blend is. The next color I'm going to take with a slightly smaller brush is going to be a warm brown, and I'm going to go in with, I believe this is Cocoa Bear by Makeup Geek. I'm just going to dip the tip of the brush in, pat off the excess, and I'm going to run it right in the crease. And you don't have to worry about being sloppy down onto your lid because we're going to cover that up. But we do want it to blend nice into our actual crease and into the lighter color that we just put on. Now I am raising my eyebrows while I'm putting this in just because I want it to go nice and neat, but I will check as I'm applying it with my eyes open, looking straight into my mirror to make sure that it's exactly the place that we want it. And I've just taken a clean, fluffy blending brush to just kind of blend out the edge of that brown, nice and neat, into the peach smoothie. And if you find that the brown is taking over the peach smoothie, just take that same brush that you use to apply the peach smoothie and run over that one more time, because the brown is really just kind of adding as another dimension, an extra transition color into the peach. Okay, so that's super simple. The next step that we're going to do is we're going to take an eyeliner and we're going to run it from our lash line up about halfway, you'll see. So I am taking the Marc Jacobs gel eyeliner pencil, and I'm going to run it right along my lash line. And the best part about this is you get to be a big giant slopopotamus. You do not have to be nice and neat with this because you are just going to blend the crap out of it. You don't want to take it too far to the inner corner. That's when you're going to get the look of a bruised panda eye. You want to kind of keep it out of your inner corner and just kind of pat it on. You can see because my eyes are hooded, when I opened my eyes and closed them, it left a mark there. That happens, and it's not that big of a deal because we're going to blend it out anyway. We're going to take a nice stiffer, kind of thicker blending brush. This is a deluxe crease brush from Real Techniques, one of my favorite affordable drugstore brand brushes. They're awesome. And we're going to blend that black liner. Now, you're not trying to blend it up into the color. You're just going to want to buff the edge. So you see I'm kind of like going back and forth and pulling down, not necessarily pulling up, because you're not wanting to pull that gel color up yet. We'll use the black shadow to kind of pull that up and create our shape. And I'm going to pull out. My eyes have a tendency to dip down, so I'm going to pull out and up towards my brow. And I'm going to get pretty sloppy with this because I'm going to clean it up when we're done. Another reason why I don't put my base on. Pardon my weird ass makeup face. I would love once to be able to like do my makeup and not have that weird crazy ass makeup face. So now we've blended here. What I will do for my inner corner, oh, did you see all my chins? What I will do for my inner corner is I will take one of the best makeup tools you can have. This is a Q-tip, cheap and awesome. And I'm just going to pull from the inner corner, not pulling the color into the inner corner, but blending from the inner corner into the black. And that'll just soften that rough edge that I had right there. So you see it's a little more of a gradient into the inner corner. And we're going to put a pop of a highlight in the inner corner because that's what you do. So that is the gel liner, and you could leave it just like this if this is how you wanted to do it. I don't think you get the same color impact without putting a shadow over top of it, but it looks just as nice. It will crease with just the liner, but if that's the look you're going for, I dig it. I like a creasy, greasy looking eye, but like I said, I'm a grunge kid. So the next color that we're going to take with a slightly thicker, if I can turn it, here we go. We're going to go with a less fluffy, I think this is what I'm going to use, less fluffy eyeshadow brush. This is another Real Techniques. This is their base shadow brush, and I'm going to take the best black eyeshadow in the whole wide world. This is Corrupt by Makeup Geek. Oh, it's heaven. I'm going to pat it on one side because we're just using one side. Don't waste your product. You don't need to swirl it in or swipe it back and forth because you're just going to pat it on. Be generous with it. Don't be afraid of getting the fallout because you want the color payoff on the lid and it's going to fall out. Don't feel bad about yourself if it does. We don't have any makeup there. We can wipe it away. So what you're going to do is tilt your head up, close your eye, and you're going to pat that color starting at the center and really concentrate it close to the lash line. I'm going to do it again. Now once we have the color there, we're going to take another clean blending brush and we're just going to blend that black right to the edge of the transition colors. And do it again. I like to what's called sandwich my shadows. So I always apply, blend, as many times as I need to. And you see I did pull it up a little bit more in the outer corner because it wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. So I'm just going in and with a light touch. I mean, don't go in there and like cram at it. Just kind of blending the black ever so much into the peach and the brown. Now, you can take it up as high as you want. I don't particularly like to have too much of the black on my hood itself. I think it kind of looks crazy sometimes, so I like the payoff to be when I look down or when I blink, you can see the color. When my eyes are open, you can see the black and you can see the transition colors. I am going to put a little bonus color. This is one of my favorite tricks to do with especially a black smoky eye. Makeup Geek makes a color, it's called Bitten. And in the pan, it looks a little bit, it's right here, a little bit intimidating, a little bit red. On the skin, it's fantastic. I love the way it looks. So I'm going to just take a pointed, fluffy brush. This is a Morphe M330. And I'm taking literally the tippity tip of the brush, barely getting any shadow on there. You don't want to swirl it in there because you don't want a red eye. And I'm going to tap off the excess. Take that tippity tip and right at the edge of where the black is, I'm going to swirl that color. And it gives an extra bit of warmth and a little bit of pop to the black smoky eye, which I just adore. So there's your top lid. You can see, super simple. A lot of people get really intimidated by a smoky eye. You don't need to. If you take the right steps, it's super easy. I'm just going to touch up the black a little bit more because I want it to have a little more pop. You go back in and blend it. And don't forget to blend your outside edge nice and neat as well. So there's the top. And for your liner, you can skip the liner. If you get really close to your lash line, you can completely skip the liner. I do like to line my waterline. I like to tight line underneath my top lash line and really get in there so that there's no skin between. Sorry, I gotta turn this way. This is gonna be weird. I don't like there to be any skin showing in my black smoky eye. I like it to be as dense as possible. And because you just put a bunch of black shadow in it, you can get sloppy with your eyeliner too. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be pretty. You can do a wing liner. You can do anything you want. I don't do wing liners because my eyes are still hooded. It's kind of a waste of time. But I do have a technique about wing liners for hooded eyes, and it's super sexy, and I dig it. And so, of course, I can teach you how to do that as well. So now we're going to move on to the lower lash line, and you're basically going to mimic what you did on your top lash line on the bottom. Smaller brushes, basically super easy. So the first thing I'm going to do on my lower lash line is I'm going to take that peach smoothie again. You don't have to. This is a step you can completely skip. I just kind of run that underneath my lower lash line. Makeup face. I do look crazy with my makeup face. Then I'm going to take that Cocoa Bear on a nice, the first brush I used was a Makeup Geek brush. This was a defined crease brush. Super cool brush. I like this one. And this is Real Techniques again. This is their shading brush. I've just taken some Cocoa Bear on the end of it, and I'm just going to run that right along here. Almost to the inner corner, but not quite, because remember, we are going to put a highlighting shade inside there. Then I'm going to take the liner that we used on the top, the Marc Jacobs liner again. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'm going to use the Lord & Berry liner. I do like that liner. So I'm going to use this. This is what I used on my top, my tight line. It's Lord & Berry. It's the line, their eyeliner in dark black, number 221. It's a nice eyeliner. It works well. This type of look isn't necessarily, sorry, makeup face, contact wearer friendly. I have a hard time finding a liner that doesn't really transfer onto my contacts from the waterline. One that I had used in the past was Urban Decay's 24/7 waterline liner, and it has disappeared. I think somebody stole it from me. That's all I'm saying. Rude. It's gone. I've totally lost it. I don't know where it went, and it's totally not an inexpensive liner, and it really does aggravate me that I can't find it. I'm going to take that same brush with the Cocoa Bear still on it. I'm not going to worry about cleaning it off, and I'm going to go right on that black and just kind of buff out the edges. Now, keep in mind, we have not cleaned up anything yet. Let me take even a slightly tighter brush. Roll around in here. This is another Makeup Geek brush. This is the small crease brush. It's kind of like a bullet brush. I do like this for doing this. And just run over it. Now, when you're doing your under eye shading, one rule of thumb that I like to follow is I don't like to bring my under eye shading below the length of my lower lashes. Now, I have been blessed by the lash gods on my lower lashes. My top lashes are a-holes, but my bottom lashes are luxurious and long and spiky, and I love them very much. So I can go kind of as low as I want under my under eye and still have it look believable and wearable. But dude, you can do whatever you want. It's fine. And then I'm going to take that that bitten color again. I don't know if you can see that. Bitten. Can you see it? No? Bitten. Bitten. No, I'm hiding it. Bitten. There we go. On that same Makeup Geek crease brush that I just used to blend out the black, and I'm going to just run that along here as well. You don't want to get too crazy with this, because if you do get too nuts with it, your eyes can turn towards irritated and less like a look. So just be careful with that. All right, so the eyeshadows are finished. Now we're going to add our inner corner. Oh, what am I talking about? Okay, so before we add in our inner corner, I got these eyeshadows and I'm in love with them, and I've been wanting to use this one on exactly this look, so I can't believe I forgot about it. These are the ColourPop eyeshadows, the Super Shock eyeshadows. This is a metallic finish eyeshadow. It's called Frisky. It is, oh, look at that. It's black and sparkly, and you can see it's got, can you see that? It's got like a million different, it's every color of the rainbow in there. It's so pretty. The thing with the ColourPop shadows is they're tough to put on with a brush. The consistency of them, if you don't have one, buy one. Try it out, it's amazing. But they're kind of spongy. They're not a cream shadow, they're not necessarily a powder shadow. They're just kind of spongy. So I would recommend applying it with your finger. So I just will swirl it in here. You see it's already been loved a little. Here's the, come on. And then I'm going to put that right on the lid area only. I'm not going to bring this up into the crease. Now, because I have hooded eyes, no matter what I do, a little bit of this glitter is going to transfer onto the top. I have come to terms with the fact that I have hooded eyes, and that shit doesn't bother me anymore. If it's something that bothers you, maybe you skip that step. But I like it. So now we have our inner corner highlight, and I'm going to go back to a Makeup Geek shadow. And these are their foiled shadows. Ugh, my palette's filthy. These are the foiled shadows. I love these. The payoff, the color payoff on these things, I mean, balls. Look at that. I love it. So we are going to use this little, since we're sticking with the warm coverage, the warm colors, we're going to use this gold right here as our inner corner. And I am going to go back to my favorite makeup tool, especially for metallic and creamy eyeshadows, is my Q-tip. So I'm just going to swirl that in there. I'm going to take that Q-tip and I'm going to pop this right in my inner corner and kind of blend it into my black. And we're going to do that also on the bottom inner corner. Now, you could do silver with this. You could do anything you want really on this inner corner. You could use your highlighter, which I do all the time. But I thought, why not just do the gold? I thought it's pretty. The next step would be false lashes if you want to put them on. I'm not going to fight with those today. I'm just going to do my mascara and call it a day with that. The mascara that I love is Too Faced Better Than Sex. Pros and cons to Too Faced Better Than Sex. Pros are, it looks beautiful once it's dry. The cons are, it takes freaking forever to dry. I'm going to try the waterproof, hoping that maybe that dries faster. I don't know. But this goes on my top lashes only. And I like to, it always has a ton of product on the brush, so I just like to smear it off a little bit. You can do it on the back of your hand. I feel like that wastes product, so I like to smear it in. Alright, so of course, in first makeup tutorial video fashion, my battery died. I wasn't going to film all this anyways, so you got the gist of it. The only thing that I did not get to film is my lower lash mascara, which is, this is like the greatest. I'm not pulling it up yet. It's, oh, I feel like the monkey in Lion King holding up Simba right now. Maybelline Lash Discovery I use waterproof because my under eyes are hella greasy, but this is why this is amazing. Can you see that? Is that focusing on that? This brush is everything. It is my whole world. It's teensy tiny. See how tiny it is? It gets right under in all of the good lashes. I love it. It does remind me a lot. I know somebody else posted on the page of the It Cosmetics tight line. This is like $8. Does the same shit. You don't actually like line with it, but I don't particularly like the It Cosmetics for lining. I did love it for my lower lash line, but this works just as well. And when people book me to do their makeup, they get one of these for themselves included in their price because I can't live without this. So yeah, this is the whole look. Bedhead included. I have done my face. I have done my highlight. I went with a dark lip because I'm a drag queen. A regular girl might want to do a nude lip and let the eyes be the focus. I just love putting on a ton of makeup because that's what I do. This would look fantastic with a nude glossy lip, especially with the glitter on the eyes. I really dig it. I did finish off with the brow gel. I know I didn't show that in the beginning, but I do that after I do all my powders. And that's about it. So I hope you guys liked it. If you did, let me know, and I can do some other ones. There is another version of a Smokey Eye that is really good for people with hooded lids and mono lids. Really good for every eye shape in general, as most Smokey Eyes are. But it will radiate, I think that's a word, from dark to light. So it'll be lightest on the inner corner, darkest on your outer edge, and it's kind of blends across. Instead of going darkest from the lash line, lightest at the brow. Your Smokey Eyes will go two ways, either from the lash line up or from the outer corner in. I love them both equally. So if you want to see something like that, just let me know and I can do that too.